series.
And we are back for round 2 of the Eternal Tournament Series in week 5, right? Yeah, I think so. Thank you for everybody joining in. Of course, I am Mark, aka Chibikawaii, and in the booth with me, I've got Gabe, also known as Calimdir. How are you doing, Gabe?
I'm doing okay. Don't know if it's week 4 or 5. I'm pretty sure it's week 4. It's not important, but So, so we have a really cool matchup. We are in the 0-1 brackets. We've gone down to into the trenches to bring you a really, really exciting matchup between two essentially combo decks. On one side, we have xander playing Temporal Control, deck that I think people are pretty familiar with. But on the other side, we have a deck that now exists thanks to patch, which honestly shook up a lot of stuff, and I'm pretty excited about. And that is a Felnscar Scream Reanimator list featuring new and improved Torgov, aka now playable Torgov.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. The drop from 15 cards to 10 cards in order to make it active and become a 7/8, right?
Yeah, 7/8, which we were talking about a little bit off stream about how that blocks Tavrod and how relevant that is. So I think it's going to be interesting. But
it's going to be super interesting to watch play out. Yeah, so we're definitely in game. Xander just go ahead and played a power. Hulkbuster doing the same, but Hulkbuster playing a crest and able to keep it on top. Xander going to go ahead and seek power and then play crest of their own. Looking at the top and decides to keep the seat on the top. Hulkbuster going to draw a card. Another crest. We're just going to go crest pass, crest pass. It's a good game. Good game.
So I want to hear some of your expert analysis on this matchup. This matchup that you're so clearly very experienced with. Who do you think is going to come out on top here?
I'm gonna go Reanimator. I don't think Xander's got enough stuff to push through. In all honesty, if this, I don't like. I think going long, Reanimator is just gonna get better. So, and especially looking at hands right now, I'm going to Hulkbuster taking it down.
Yeah, so I think it's pretty clearly the Reanimator deck has an advantage, not because the Reanimator deck is necessarily better. I think it's just a really, really matchup for Temporal because the Reanimator deck typically has trouble putting all its pieces together and finding time to do things and be proactive because usually it's getting attacked or there's units that it has to get through. That is not the case for just Temporal Control. Temporal Control is trying to remove units and against Reanimator, that's just not a feasible plan.
They just don't care. So quick recap on a series of events. Xander's turn, they went ahead and played Wisdom of the Elders and Seek Power, getting plenty of power, getting them up to 4 power. Hulkbuster on their turn attacked with Gorgon Fanatic, drew 3 cards, went up to 27 life, and then played another Gorgon Fanatic right after that. In the turn prior to those 2 turns, Xander did play a Moon Dial, and this most recent turn ended up playing a Stronghold Visage while passing back to Hulkbuster. Hulkbuster drawing a Cobalt Waystone and kind of tanking now what they're going to do. I have to imagine an attack is in order.
I'm going to pay 3 power, have an artifact or have a relic that I can pay 5 for and draw a card. My Wisdom Elders, draw 2 cards for 3 power. Hulkbuster over here, yeah, that's cool, but I'm going to draw 3 cards for 3 power, and you can't do anything about it. And also drain you for 3.
Yeah, especially after seeing this Gorgon Fanatic, the second Gorgon Fanatic go hit Xander in his face, dropping him down to 18 and drawing some more cards. Now, I think part of what Hulkbuster was taking on at the beginning of the turn there is we do see this Nocturnal Observer hit play, and they did have a 5th power. So potentially they could have played Nocturnal Observer first, go ahead and loot, and then if they hit a Haunting Scream off of that, they would have been able to Haunting Scream back their other Gorgon Fanatic, but that would have overdrawn them, so probably not the best line of
So fun
plays.
fact, 9 cards in Hulkbuster's Void right now.
Yeah, and with 4 Torvods in hand. Did I not? What I said Torgov? Did I not?
What
are you messing with me?
Torvrod, which is what I heard, which was just
We'll
an
take it.
unholy abomination of Cavrod and Torgon.
It gets +6/+6 when there's 3 cards in the
Every
void.
time you attack, you lose and you draw every weapon from your deck.
Yeah, this seems perfectly reasonable. A little shit posting going on in the middle of the tournament. Not that bad at all. Crest is going to be played by Hulkbuster. They're going to leave that on top. Last turn, Xander went ahead and found the way. They actually did find the way. They played a power and then played a strategize and then just passed it back. We're going to see a harsh rule come out this turn for Xander, but Xander not like he's struggling. We do see the Channel of the Tempest and the Disjunction, but again, not a lot that's going to be done against the Hulkbuster. Hulkbuster did, of course, play one Torgov out last turn, going to go ahead and play a second one out this turn, followed up with another Nocturnal Observer, getting that loot going ahead and drawing some cards. Hulkbuster's hands just looking very, very solid. Xander just drawing more power. I don't see how this is going to end well.
Yep, we're getting into the territory where Xander can compete. He's got Temporal Distortion active. He's got a Channel of Tempest. He can just delete Hulkbuster's board every turn. Run through all the Veras and have a harsh roll for that.
Because that's a
then
reasonable
we can start,
line.
Yeah, well, it can happen. You don't know. Temporal Distortion draws a lot of cards.
Yeah, so does Hulkbuster. Like, we already see Avara, which I'm looking here. Grasp at Shadows and Haunting Scream, both amazing. I firmly do not see a way for Xander to get out of this. I really hope to see it, but I don't see it happening.
I think with all the gas that Hulkbuster has in hand, yeah, it's going to be nigh impossible for Xander to beat him. But I mean, this is where Temporal Distortion wants to be. Like fast speed, harsh rule, then play a bunch of owls that you can't deal with. It's just like Hulkbuster, I was expecting to get started a little bit faster. So that's I think Xander has more of a chance than he would in a typical match between these two decks.
Yes.
But it's still not great.
Yeah, and with that Channel of the Tempest on that Torgov did go ahead and die there, and that Channel of the Tempest did draw them into the Great Parliament and Harsh Rule, as you were kind of saying. So we're going to see an attack here. Hulkbuster's board is going to go away, and then we're going to get 2 owls kind of starting to beat in. Granted, Hulkbuster still has the tools, or I feel very confident has the tools in order to claw themselves right back into this game. But we'll definitely have to see. Maybe it's going to be a little closer than I gave it credit for. I doubt it, but maybe.
Yeah, I mean, there's still another Vera, which is 3 Veras, by the way, in case you were wondering. 2 more Torgovs and a Direwood Beastcaller and a Fanatic. Like
the 4th VAR is in the void now too.
Okay,
just as an FYI. Just as a little.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, did you like that game?
Yeah, it was good. It was
all right. I'm glad. Hulkbuster sitting here tanking a little bit after playing Sporefolk and getting a few more units on the board. There's the 3rd VAR coming out of the void again. We definitely need to see an attack, and we're at.
Once he attacks, harsh rule comes down.
Yeah, harsh. That's kind of what I was like. Come on, we all know this is going to happen. Let's just kind of get it over with. That's what I was going for there.
I think he should have waited on playing the Direwood Beastcaller.
Yes.
For the expected harsh rule, and then played Vera after or something like that.
Yep. I agree completely. However, we are going to see Gorgon Fanatic come down for Hulkbuster, and then an attempt to pass the turn, but Xander is going to fire off the owl, the Great Parliament, creating 2 owls at the end of Hulkbuster's turn. Going to be able to swing in for 8 potentially here. Might leave 1 unit back. We'll see. However, with that Channel of the Tempest, I would have to imagine we're not going to see any units held back. The 2 owls are going to get in, potentially putting Hulkbuster down to 20, and that's exactly what we see happen. And I imagine we're going to see a pass of the turn from Xander after this Wisdom of the Elders holding up Channel of the Tempest.
So a couple interesting things here. One, that Great Parliament, normally 2 owls for 1 card seems pretty good. Against Reanimator, feels a little lackluster. But right now, actually pretty good. The other thing, so now that all the Veras are in the void, there's also 2 grasps in the void, which means Hulkbuster's only ways to come back, or now that once this Vera gets cast in harsh rule, because it will, that will mean that Hulkbuster only has 2 more ways in his entire deck to the Vera barrage, the army of Shadow. And that'll make it a lot harder for him to come back because like beating all of Xander's removal and card draw is fine when you just fill your board every turn. But once you're not doing that, you're like Xander is the control deck. They have more card draw. They have the Moon Dial. They have way more power to spend. So because of Sporefolk discarding those two Grasping at Shadows, it might give Xander the opportunity he needs to win this game.
Yeah. There are two Torgovs though, like still sitting in Hulkbuster's hand.
Torgovs.
Yeah, well, he definitely can, but those are still going to be drawing and helping Hulkbuster.
They're not drawing any cards. Those cards are not drawing. Those Torgovs are not drawing a single card this game.
I disagree. This is the third harsh rule that's about to have played. And then how else are you dealing with it? You can't Lightning Strike and Lightning Storm. That doesn't do anything. You can Sword of the Sky King, but
Channel the Tempest and Sword of the Sky King.
Okay, but we've already played. This is the third channel, right? Yeah.
Fine.
No, this is the fourth channel.
Yeah.
1, 2.
To deal with the fourth Tavrod. I don't understand the problem.
Wait, Tavrod? What is that?
Or Torgov, excuse me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That there's only all right. So
Torvrod.
So Sword takes the one down, and then the other one dies to channel the Tempest. That's what you're getting? That's what you're saying. Okay. And then what happens when anything else is drawn?
Oh, how does he win? Oh, that I don't understand this deck. I think you're supposed to disjunction a Sword of the Sky King. Is there a Lumen Reclaimer in this list somewhere?
Okay. All right. There is in the board. There is a Lumen Reclaimer, which I have to imagine is going to be coming in. There's the third harsh rule, and you are right. Disjunction is going to be able to get back Sword of the Sky King, but yeah, I don't know. It's still, you know what? I'm fine going. I'm fine seeing this go any which way, right? Any which way. Yeah, because I'm looking. A Haunting Scream still very good. How many Haunting Screams have been played? Or in the void. So
0.
One.
Oh no.
1 is in the void.
Yeah, and 0 have been played.
Okay. Madness not going to do a ton here.
Yeah, can't steal Sword of the Sky King. Turns out.
No. However, there is another Snowcrest Amethyst. All right, so both players actually are pretty low on threats.
I mean, this Sword of the Sky King is not going anywhere anytime soon.
Oh, that's a Haunting Scream. What are we going to see get back? It's going to be a...
I think we're going to see a Desert Marshal target come back is what we're going to see.
Oh, so here I was actually really hoping to see this Torgov come in, because at least that way you're getting a loot.
Yeah.
And if they Desert Marshal it, I believe that takes away the clause from Haunting Scream, right? Or no?
I'm not actually sure about that. I know it will take away the charge flying aspect. I'm not sure if it still sacrifices at the end of turn, because I know if you mirror image a unit that has been Haunting Screamed, it won't be sacrificed at the end of turn.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure.
That's me not knowing how the rules work. Oh, all right. So not the worst kind of interaction there. So a Desert Marshal and a Lightning Storm were traded for a Gorgon Fanatic and a Torch. I think Xander is coming out ahead on that.
Yep, I'm pretty sure with a active Sword of the Sky King.
Yeah.
How many relics does he have? He's got a total of 4 relics on him.
And we see that Celestial Omen on the top.
Meanwhile, Hulkbuster over there with a measly Snow Crush Animist and 10 life to call his own.
Yeah, all right. I was wrong.
To be fair, we were both wrong.
I'm willing to admit when mistakes were made. I think it honestly comes down to all 4 of those Varas getting binned so early.
Yes.
And to be fair, Xander drawing all 3 in the top half of this deck, 3 not only the one of Sword of the Sky King, but 3 of the 4 harsh rules, his one of Great Parliament.
I mean,
okay, actually now looking at how absurd that was, I still say Hulk has the best. I think Xander was able to just get some good draws in.
I mean, both decks are going to draw through their whole deck.
Yeah, but
you're going to see all the harsh rules.
I agree, but it was still like the top like half that all 3 of his Channel of the
Sure.
Tempest, all like there was just a lot that's getting. Okay, and I guess it was only 3. I thought I saw 4 that game. Maybe I'm going crazy. Anyway,
Felt
maybe
like 4.
maybe we should talk about them, or maybe when I was looking at the void shifted, something else entered, and then like pushed the channel from one screen to the other, and I counted it twice. That's very possible.
But yeah, sideboards.
Yeah. What do we see coming in?
Right, so from Torgov Reanimator, we have 4 Sabotage, a Corrupt, 4 Treachery, 4 Black Sky Harbingers, and 2 Venomspine Hydras. None of these really Corrupt can't really a harsh rule. Or
Did you just say Sabotage is not what we're looking for?
I was gonna come back to it. Sabotage is the only card.
Okay.
Sabotage is the only card he has to bring in. But Black Sky Harbinger, Treachery, Corrupt. Treachery can hit Desert Marshal, but I don't think it's important enough. Fine Hydra, obviously not the matchup for this. So we're gonna see probably 4 Sabotage come in for probably something like Madness coming out.
I think Madness is very good here. You know, you can just get them.
Okay. And then
sideboard
your opponent
for
mad.
Temporal.
Temporal Distortion. So we see 2 Lightning Storms, 2 Vision of Austerity, 4 Combray Healer,
Oh,
Island's Choice, the 1 of Lumen Reclaimer, 3 Rain of Frogs, and 1 Scourge of Frostholm. For those of you at home not familiar with the card Scourge of Frostholm, a 10 power triple primal 8/8 dinosaur that reads enemies can't play spells. Would not be surprised to see that come in here.
wow. And this is super interesting. Really quick, I'm going to interrupt. It looks like both Venomspine Hydras came in. All 4 Black Sky Harbingers came in. 1 Treachery came in. Looks like the Madnesses are out completely. I'm looking. The Devours are still in. The 1 Corrupt came in. What was trimmed here?
Probably he took out Torches and
yes,
Madness.
he did take out.
And is there Combust as well?
He took out all the Combust
so he just
as well.
took out,
okay.
Yeah. He just had a ton of room, so he just brought in more threats. Even if they're not the best threats, he just brought them all in.
Yeah, it's
I
still
think that's fine.
something. I think so too, because had Hulk had a few more units there that last game, I think it would have gone a little differently. He just needed something to be able to blunt that sort of the Sky King.
So I definitely see Island's Choice, Rain of Frogs, and Scourge of Frostholm all coming in. Island's Choice can counter Grasping at Shadows and also just kill a Vera or something like that. Rain of Frogs can just delete Vera from everywhere, except for on the battlefield. And then Scourge of Frostholm, I don't know how good it will actually be. I just want it. I just want that dinosaur.
Oh yeah, it's got to come in. It's not going to be good. Well, it could be
fine.
It could be fine. Could be fine. Looking back at Hulk though, like I kind of wish they would keep in like a Combust and over that Treachery.
What are they?
Just I don't know.
An
just
owl?
To get an owl out of there, like I don't know. It could be crazy.
No. You're just gonna
or
they're
like
gonna harsh rule their own owls, and you'll be fine. You don't need to remove their owls.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
There's one great Parliament.
Yeah. Well, I guess. But what about the Scourge of Frostholm? Right.
You don't need to.
I guess you had the Snowcrest Amethysts, and you wouldn't actually be able to combust the Scourge of Frostholm. That's why I just said it, Gabe. All right, come on. If maybe you don't make these suggestions about bringing in these cards that clearly just won't even work. All right, thank you. Gosh, done with this. Players have not started yet, but it looks like they're going to be underway pretty soon, based off the conversations that we're saying. Man, Gabe, you just really got to get it together.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Got a little in over my head there.
All you got to do is read. It's not hard.
I mean, it only has what 4 lines of text on there, 4 words.
I don't even remember what we're talking about.
I'm talking about Scourge of Frost. Yeah, enemies can't play spells. That's 4 words. Who would ever forget that?
Yeah, I don't think that's a card though. Probably not. Oh, look at that. It looks like our players are resolving mulligans. So let's go ahead, jump into this match. xander has the Temporal Distortion in hand. We're going to see We're gonna see
Uh,
what happens, and it sounds like there's that scourge that we were talking about.
yep.
Yeah, again, don't think it's a real card, but great effort from the community for the create a card challenge. Really appreciate it,
Get
guys.
out of here.
Looks like our players are
Excavate.
underway.
Hold on.
What is excavate in this? Oh, there is a one of excavate. That is correct.
Okay.
In order to
Right.
get the goodies back from the yard. Looking at this though, yeah, Xander playing 2 power, playing a strategize, passing the turn back to Hulk. Hulk plays 2 power and then plays a crest on the turn 3 into Sporefolk. Kept the card that he found on top. Looks like he wanted it in the yard, or maybe that's a little bit of a misplay because that was a Quarry that was kept on top. Seems like a good card. Xander is just going to go ahead and play power, strategize again instead of Wisdom of the Eldering. A keynote there, missing that second Primal Swords, digging frantically for it. Does have a time source, so we'll be able to make the power drop next turn for Xander, but it might get a little hairy here soon. Back over to Hulkbuster. Hulkbuster draws a Beast Caller for the turn. I actually like playing Beast Caller over Nocturnal Observer, but maybe that's wrong.
I think because he has the scream and because he has the treachery to clear the way for a desert marshal, he's just going to
Yeah.
this just to get a little deeper in the deck.
I,
So the biggest thing I noticed about the initial opening hands is that Xander actually has the harsh rule in his opener this time, which is I think going to
yeah.
be helpful because Hulkbuster had a pretty slow opener, but last game, but this time not so much, and the harsh rule is going to be a key part of that. And but this sabotage is going to take care of one of them.
Yeah, which I definitely going to help Hulkbuster out. And the reason why I kind of liked Hulk playing the Beast Caller plays worse into Desert Marshal, which we know Xander has. But if it doesn't, then you can almost bait out a removal spell. Or force a harsh rule on turn 5 by playing Beast Caller there. So you get punished heavily if they have a silence. If they don't have a silence, I like playing Beast Caller that turn over the Nocturnal
Yeah.
Observer. But
I think
that was my line of thinking.
I think when you have treachery in hand, though, I think it's better to play the treachery before you get the beast collar out. Now, though, that
Agreed.
line is
Agreed.
gone because Hulkbuster's already played a power this turn, correct?
No, no, not yet.
Okay, so then he
Yeah.
can still play both those
Yes.
cards.
Yes. So sabotage is coming. You have to imagine it's taking the harsh rule, right?
I think he's going to be He's probably
Or
considering wisdom
the wisdom. Well,
or
but like
celestial omen, but I
I
think
like
he might also just be trying to remember all the cards in his hand.
yeah, like I understand why you take the wisdom here, but like harsh rule is there's like a finite number of them, but maybe you don't care because you think you're gonna have enough recursion. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm
Do
definitely with
do
you
not
on the
know.
harsh rule plan, but that's because we know both players' hands, which I guess Xander should now too. But
Well, and like Hulkbuster has the deck list for for Hulk. Like I mean, they both have each other's deck list, right? So it's not like there's any secrets. And I mean, at maximum, you're playing 4 harsh rules
okay,
in a hand, like or in a deck. So I don't know, but we are going to see Hulkbuster scream back the Direwood Beast Caller. Going ahead, get that hit in there. It's going to make 2/5/5 beasts. We see Xander dropping down to 19, forced to go ahead and immediately play out this harsh rule after playing a power on their turn, shipping the turn back to Hulkbuster. Hulkbuster has another scream in hand. I have to imagine that's going to come down on that Direwood Beast Caller again.
so Xander or Hulkbuster knew that Xander had the 5th power. He didn't know that it was undepleted, but he knew that he had the 5th power because he cast both treachery and sabotage, effectively seeing every single card in Xander's hand
Yep.
except for power. So he knew this was happening, and he still plays in like now he's out of gas and knows he's getting harsh rolled here,
Yes.
or can get harsh rolled here. So I mean, obviously not much you can do when you do the sabotage first and then decide on wisdom and then see the desert marshal.
Yeah.
But still, even just seeing the 2 harsh rules and thinking, okay, my plan is to Direwood Beast Caller twice. Well, there's 2 harsh rules, so that's going to get
Yeah.
answered both times.
Exactly. And the grasp at shadows does help Hulkbuster here, but again, he can't play it this turn because he's got to worry about that second harsh rule that they know. And this is exactly why I like taking the harsh rule, is it just takes so much pressure off of you if you're Hulkbuster, because then you're relying on your opponent to draw two of the two remaining copies out of the top like 60 cards in your deck. Yes, there's the excavate, so you're gonna be able to put it back on top. But then again, you're giving somebody 5 harsh rules instead of just 4. So I don't know. Maybe excavate was actually like the secret correct choice there.
No, because excavate, you can play around how long it takes for excavate to happen. You can get in some meaningful damage between excavate, but so this isn't so bad for Hulkbuster. Like getting rid of the wisdom, Hulkbuster can compete in card advantage, and he even though he can play through his 2 harsh rules off the top of his deck, like he just drew this grasp, which is effectively another 2 Direwood Beasts. Because that's going to keep charge on that on Direwood Beast Collar, which he can now get with Grasping of Shadows. And, Xander playing cards like Moondial or whatever doesn't really get Xander that much card advantage unless he wants to pay 5 into it, which he can't afford to do with this beat on the board.
Mm-hmm.
So there is an avenue where Hulkbuster wins this game through this line.
Yeah.
2 more cards or an extra card in Xander's hand would have been relevant here for sure.
Yeah, and by putting this the Nocturnal Observer, not only is that going to get some draws off of Nightfall, but it's also going to allow for some looting to happen and forces the harsh rule, considering that Xander is dead on board right now. The Sabotage 0 off of the Quarry, 0 cost, allowing Hulkbuster to cast it no problem. Gonna be able to take either that excavate or that harsh rule. I actually do like taking the excavate here because then they guarantees that they have to fire off the harsh rule in order to clear the board, so that way you don't die, and then you have the Grasping at Shadows in order to follow back up. It takes care of everything very nicely.
Yeah, I think taking excavate is correct because excavate is just 2 extra life. It's the exact same thing, but they have 2 less life. Yeah.
Yes. This way it shits them out of a draw.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Never mind.
But I don't know which is better in this situation.
I think probably reducing their draw step is actually more relevant.
That's fair. There's the Vara. Vara's going to come into play. It's going to bring back that Direwolf Beast Caller, I would have to imagine, and we do see that attack comes in.
That's going to bring back the whole Void.
Oh my gosh, yes, it is. And Xander does not have enough power to Celestial Omen into Harsh Rule. This might just be game, right?
Yeah, that's game. This is what we were talking about, and this is what we thought was going to happen in the. A little late there.
Rain of Frogs off the top for Xander.
Opponent has Space Aegis and a board full of reanimated shadow units. Rain of Frogs off the top.
But yeah, so riffing on what you were saying, that is definitely closer to how I foresaw game 1 kind of panning out.
Yeah, because you just need so many harsh rules in such a short amount of time to be able to deal with Reanimator when it goes off properly. And Temporal Distortion just wants you to play into one harsh rule really hard and then build up slowly again, which Reanimator just does the opposite of that.
Yes, and it looks like Hulk is Hulk dropping 2 Torgovs, bringing in 2 torches.
Wants that face burn.
Down to 1. All right, just bringing in 1 torch
over 1 Torgov. Just really hedging. Okay, all the torches are out and the Torgovs are back. Okay, so I think
yeah. All right.
I think I can understand the line of torches versus Torgovs though, because how many Torgov attacks have we seen in these 2 games?
77.
0. The answer is 0. Torgov.
No. We saw Torgov attack twice.
Really?
They were both times they were then harsh rolled.
I think he might have been killed at instant speed.
It was, yeah.
Okay, so we never saw Torgov deal damage, is what I'm saying.
No. But you said attack, you did not say
You're correct. Damage. You're correct.
Get on my level. I'm playing 3D chess.
Okay. But yeah, so Torgov feels a bit slow. Any unit that just you play it and then you wait a turn and attack feels very slow against the kind of strange matchup that these 2 decks are playing.
And it's also very notable, too, that Torgov cannot come back from the Void via Vara. Grasping at Shadows and or Haunting Stream will do it, but does not combo very well with Vara.
Yeah, typically Torgov is good because it gives the Reanimator deck some like a good blocker and some more time to put their combo together. But we're not doing any blocking this match. There's no blocking being done this match.
Would you say it's a mismatch of attacking and blocking? Oh, for this match, get it? They sound similar.
I actually
That's why it's funny.
Would not say that.
But no,
you're allowed to.
I did. So clearly, well, even if I'm not allowed to, I'm going to. But it looks like our players are in. So I don't know if I'm supposed to be upset at you or not. I'm gonna figure this out, do a little personal like digging. All right, and then we'll get back at the end of the match to see what my attitude towards you is. Looks like Hulkbuster on the play though, gonna be playing out a crest. Oh,
well, there's 3 crests in his hand, so you're probably correct.
A
crest of.
Thank you, Gabe. Thank you. And I was wrong. Xander playing first, plays out a seat, has himself a nice primal and a nice justice influence there. Hulkbuster going to go ahead and play that crest. I missed what card it was, but it was kept on top. Looks like it was a Black Sky Harbinger. We're going to see the second crest come out from Hulkbuster here. It looks like it is a Haunting Scream. Of course, that's staying on top. Never a bad card in Hulkbuster's deck. I'm going to say that it's going to be horrible this game. Just wait and see. Hulkbuster going to play the third crest, sees a Grasping at Shadows, keeping that on top. The top of the deck has been very kind for Hulkbuster. Xander just drawing a couple power of his own, going to go ahead and play out a crest of his own, sees Excavate, decides to put that in the bottom. Moondial is the play, passes the turn back to Hulkbuster. Hulkbuster drawing a card, finds a Sabotage. That's going to be good stuff, McGee. Yeah.
Gets to play Nocturnal Observer and Sabotage this turn.
Mm-hmm.
I think this Nocturnal Observer is going to be lights out for Xander.
Yes.
Like, being able to discard Vera and Gorgon Fanatic here, screen back Fanatic, then grasp Vera. That's the dream. That's what Hulkbuster wanted both games. And then to top it off, Sabotage. Oh, hello, Desert Marshal.
Desert Marshal's pretty good, but I don't think that answers all of the issues that Xander is about to have.
I mean, it stops Gorgon Fanatic, which is very huge because we were previously looking at 2 Gorgon Fanatic activations. Now we're looking at a total 0.
This is assuming Hulkbuster finds a not non-depleted power. He didn't. Oh, there it is. So now we Grasping of Shadows back the far. Oh, that doesn't actually do anything. Yeah,
I like going.
Okay,
on
you're right. You're right.
Yeah, I like going back on the Scream line to potentially get double Scream going on, but he's going for Venom Spine Hydra. That's interesting. Okay, he's thinking about it. He's thinking about it.
Oh, mate, there. Yes.
So from Hulkbuster's perspective, he doesn't know. He still didn't know whether or not Xander had a Desert Marshal or not because he only cast a Sabotage. So he could have been thinking Xander had a Desert Marshal already, didn't just top deck it, and so maybe that's what he's playing around by not discarding this Gorgon Fanatic.
Ooh, that's a second Desert Marshal. Not a bad draw for Xander at all. Xander going to go ahead and play a Seek Power, getting a Justice Sigil, plays the Justice Sigil, fires off the Harsh Rule.
That might be a mistake.
I think it is. I think you take that time to at least Desert Marshal 1 Vara there, right?
Yeah, Vera's just such a huge card in this matchup. And now the next time you see a Vara, you're going to have to Desert Marshal both of them, and that's just not. And he also just went down power for this Gorgon Fanatic. Yes. So now Hulkbuster just gets to do everything he wants to do.
Yeah, Hulkbuster is feeling pretty. Sitting at 26 life, Xander at 20. Xander also the control deck, 5 cards in hand. Hulkbuster sitting at a cool 7.
Yeah, the second grasp is just going to close this game out completely.
Yes. And Beastcaller is Direwolf Beastcaller sitting on top. Hulk deciding whether they want to top or bot. I kind of like topping. It's just like another hit, right? Like it's just it's great to reboard the build once they find another Haunting Scream. Hulkbuster does decide to bottom it. Oh wow, Xander though drawing the Lumen Reclaimer.
The one of.
That's
a card.
That's some pretty big game here.
Look, okay, I'll give Lumen Reclaimer this. Top tier art, right? That is some of the best art in the game. Look at that thing.
It's very. I really want to see a premium now.
The premium version also very good.
right.
But
Good
doesn't.
to know.
Oh wait, you can shuffle the opponent's
Yeah,
wood.
yeah, that's what I was saying.
I just thought this
That's
was
why
a
it's
bad
such a
card
big
the whole
draw.
time. I
No,
thought it
this
was
what?
well, cause all right, listen. I just assumed you
Get
play it in
God.
your deck where you're gonna
Oh
mill
my,
yourself like
oh
Temporal
my
Distortion
God.
Control does. But I
Oh
guess
my
it's
God.
fine here too.
It serves dual purposes. Come on now. Come on now. However, we immediately see Sporefolk come down for Hulkbuster, mills 5 very good cards. We see a Black Sky Harbinger, a Vara, and a Gorgon Fanatic all hitting the void for Hulkbuster. There's some shenanigans afoot.
Yeah, see, Lumen Reclaimer didn't do anything anyway. You know, whatever.
Okay. It's just a bad card, right?
Yeah,
Just a bad card.
Yeah.
Actually,
It's a
on a
4/4
serious
for 4.
note, does Hulk have any sort of silencing effects to make this Lumen Reclaimer a little less scary?
I don't believe so, and also no removal. But
Mm.
yeah, so
Hey,
if
remember
this
that
Lumen
combust
Reclaimer,
that we were
yeah,
talking about? That
well,
well,
no, I'm
actually,
saying,
no, it'd still be bad. You
yeah,
wouldn't want it.
yeah. You don't really want to get rid of the Lumen Reclaimer because you don't want them to have 4 more Lumen Reclaimers to keep
Yes.
shuffling your void in.
Yes.
Man, that is a shuffle a void of your choice, huh? Okay.
It's not bad. We do see Hulkbuster though able to haunting scream back that Gorgon Fanatic that was in the yard, hit Xander down to 16, draw a whole bunch of cards, and end up with a hand so full they're gonna have to discard for the end of the turn. Passing back over to Xander. Xander draws a Wisdom of the Elders and a Seat of Order for the turn and for Nightfall. And just plays a depleted power, and it seems like we're going to be leaving up Desert Marshal, and that's about it. We do see a Devourer come down from Hulkbuster at the end of Xander's turn, drawing a Vara and a Quarry. Hulkbuster drawing a Sabotage and a Treachery for the turn, thanks to Nightfall. Have to imagine we're going to see both of those come out, right?
A lot of cards in players' hands.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Goodbye, Celestial Omen. Could make an argument for Wisdom of the Elders. I definitely like Celestial Omen just a little bit more, though. And then we get to see the Treachery come down for the Desert Marshal.
Yeah. So interesting note, in Hulkbuster's deck there is a Charge Flying Gorgon Fanatic somewhere lurking.
Yes, there is. Yes.
That is something to look out for. This Lumen Reclaimer really bailed Hulk or Xander out because the misplay I think earlier with Harsh Rule really put him behind, and Hulkbuster was about to gain a ton of advantage.
Yes.
This is still very tough to work through, but now he has the opportunity to finally silence one of these Veras.
Yeah, and we'll see if that actually ends up happening. But I mean, like, Xander's about to be taking 7 in the air.
Yeah.
Hulk. Well, I guess if the Vara does get silenced here, which it does, there isn't a great way for Hulkbuster to get back the charged Gorgon Fanatic.
No, I mean, there's Vera. There's a literal Vera.
Yeah. Is there no? Oh, in his hand. Yes. Well,
yes.
Come on now. We're you know. But we do see Wisdom of the Elders come down from Xander. Xander drawing 8 of the Huru. That's going to be pretty good in 4 turns.
Yeah.
And we do see the Vanquish. Yeah. We see the Vanquish come down on the Black Sky Harbinger, taking that out, leaving just the 6/6 Vara on the board, which Xander does not want to swing because we do not want to see that Entomb trigger kind of fire off. And yeah, so we're going to pass back to Xander. All right, and then we do see the hasty Gorgon Fanatic. Hulkbuster's like, you know what? I'm willing to take my risks. I'm going to get in with this 6/6. Lumen Reclaimer is going to block. We might see a double block. We do not. Lumen Reclaimer just going to shuffle in those 4 copies into Xander's deck, making Hulkbuster got to be a little bit more scared. However, there's a lot of pressure on the board. In fact, representing close to lethal for next turn.
Yeah, this is definitely a tough spot for Xander. He needs to draw a harsh roll. He needs to draw a harsh roll off this Wisdom of the Elders.
And look at that. There was an overdraw, and because of that overdraw, Grasping the Shadows never made it into Hulkbuster's hand and straight into the yard. That's one of the worst ones that you could overdraw here. Hulkbuster having to figure out what to discard. Looks like decides to discard another Nocturnal Observer, and then we're passing the turn back. We're going to see Wisdom of the Elders at the end of turn for Xander, drawing into another Wisdom of Elders and another Power. So 3 more shots at hitting that harsh roll.
Yeah, he really needs to hit harsh roll. Hulkbuster. Hulkbuster's in such a commanding position here because 8 of the Huru is so far away. 3 Find the Way does nothing. And the other thing I was going to say earlier was that Hulkbuster knew that there wasn't a Desert Marshal before. There was some attack that you were talking about. But because of the treachery, Hulkbuster knew there was only the one Desert Marshal.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's 3 Desert Marshals already down, so we don't have to really worry about things getting silenced anymore. Yeah, because that is every single Desert Marshal in Xander's deck. Ooh. Eileen's Choice, not a bad draw. It's going to keep Xander alive at least for one more turn here.
But that does mean that because he can't do it until this Vera attacks, he might not even get to hit Vera.
Yes.
And Hulkbuster's going to get to cast this Gorgon Fanatic and get back a second Gorgon Fanatic without Xander being able to do anything.
Mm-hmm. And we do see...
I can really overdraw.
Yeah, and we do see the 2 Black Sky Harbingers in Hulk's hand to potentially pop the Aegis on Xander in order to get that sabotage through if Hulk decides that that is something they want to do on the next couple turns. But I have to imagine, yeah, we're just going to see an A space the manual way. Eileen's Choice coming down, taking out the Vara that is not silenced. The Vara that is silenced going to get blocked. However, we're going to see an attack for 8. Xander's going to go down to 4. Hulkbuster's going to go up to 36 and draw an obscene amount of cards. And this time, the cards that he had to discard, not bad at all. Discarded a Crest, a Waystone, and a Sabotage.
Yeah, and has a Grasp in hand. So lethal next turn. Just Grasp Vera, get back Fanatic, or... I guess not lethal if
well, no, he's got the Scream, so it is lethal.
Okay, yeah, so Scream plus Grasp is lethal.
Yeah, because you just get back Vara. You can actually grab the second Vara that's in the void, right? There's 2 Varas in there. If you really want to get flashy. Oh, there's only 1.
Yeah, there's only 1.
So you get back the 1, which then gets back a Chargy Fanatic, and then you can Scream another Fanatic.
And I like just playing out cards here, like this Torgov.
Yep.
Just you don't want to be discarding everything every turn.
Yeah, I agree completely. We do see the Sabotage. Sabotage is going to go and pop the Aegis on Xander. Not much more that they can do there. Xander doesn't even have the option of playing 8 of the Huru. However, Sword of the Sky King off the top for Xander is going to not do anything.
Yep, correct.
All right.
But I think we're still not going to see Torgov deal any damage this game. Unless he attacks into Torgov to kill it, which we did see before. I don't count that. I don't think that's the same.
So basically, I think from our back and forth, Torgov never triggered. That is what we should have said.
Yes.
There was never a Torgov trigger in this match.
And there never will be.
Yeah, Xander just scooping it up. Congrats to Hulkbuster taking that down 2-1 after a loss in the game, just clawing back. Good stuff on them. Good stuff on them. So I don't think, Okay, so yeah, that was the last match in the round. Getting confirmation. We're gonna do a quick little plug, telling you guys what the Eternal Tournament Series, aka the ETS, really is. Then we're gonna take a little short break, and then we're gonna be back really quickly. And during that break, I'm gonna put a frozen pizza in the oven. I'm pretty excited.
Well, thanks for that info.
You're welcome. You know, I'm an open book, and I just try to...
Can you make some for me too?
No way.
No, okay.
No way. I'll tell you what I'm doing. I didn't say I'm going to get you pizza. Calm down.
Okay.
So, Gabe, do you know what the Eternal Tournament Series is? I would hope so, but given
Mark.
what...
Why don't you tell me about it?
That makes a lot of sense given your domain knowledge on Lumen Reclaimer. You know, it showed up in the tournaments a few times. Come on, it wasn't good. I'm sorry. All right. Anyway, Eternal Tournament Series. So it's a tournament that happens every Saturday, and almost every Saturday. And did you know it's free to enter?
Yes, I did.
That's what you didn't know anything about it. Now you
We're
just know
going
it's
back
free
and
to
forth
enter.
here. You know, I'm
Okay,
lying to you.
so yeah, it's definitely free to enter, which means that if you've ever wanted to play in a competitive level event, be it Magic, be it Hearthstone, be it Eternal, you get no better reason to go ahead and throw your hat in the ring, put a pile of garbage together, or put a top tier deck from our friends over at Eternal Warcry or on our own site rngeternal.com. Look at the tier list, grab it, make that deck, come play, or like I said, play whatever you want. Doesn't matter, it's free. What are you gonna do? What do you have to waste, right? A little bit of time, but you're gonna have fun, you're gonna make friends, it's gonna be fun. Check out the Discord. Also great ways and information on how to get in and make a little bit of a competitive mech. This happens multiple weeks in a single season, of which there are 4 seasons. So we're gonna have 4 seasons spread out throughout the year. And every 2.5 months, we're gonna have 2-day invitationals at the end of each season. The winner of those invitationals is gonna make it to our annual championship. And the winner, and we actually have cash prize pools for both of the invitationals and the annual championships. We have a $25 or $250 prize pool for invitationals minimum, and then we have a $3,000 prize pool for our annual championships. Now, how do you get in to the invitationals? You just got to win an open or consistently play, get those points, and you can get an invite that way. You do well at the invitationals, guess what? You're going to come to Worlds. It's going to be a good thing. So remember, everybody get out on Saturdays. It's completely free. Come play some games with us. All you got to do is sign up 24 hours in advance. And that way we'll see you the next invitational, which conveniently is March 17th to 18th. Additional information can be found at rngeternal.com/ETS. Gabe, did that help you?
Yes, I'm now aware that I can play for free in our weeklies, and then if I qualify, I can qualify for
Yeah.
the cash prizes tournaments, the invitational and the annual championships, which are a ton of fun. Even if you don't make it, you should come check them out. We also broadcast those as well, and we try to make our coverage as good as possible there. And you'll see some of the most competitive players playing some of the most competitive picks, so it's fun.
Yeah, it's a real who's who. It's a great thing. Seriously, everybody go ahead and try it. You got nothing to lose. It'll do you good stuff. But with that, I'm gonna go put a pizza in the oven. And Gabe, you know what? I'm gonna let you close this out for us.
Catch you all next round.